the institution of marriage within Islam is fundamentally structured upon principles of justice, compassion, and social stability. Among its most debated and frequently misunderstood injunctions is the Quranic ruling on polygyny, or more specifically, the limited permission to marry more than one wife. To comprehend this ruling is to embark on a journey through 7th century Arabia, to witness a profound moral and social reformation encapsulated within a single, transformative verse. The Quranic discourse on polygamy is not an endorsement of unbounded desire, but a deliberate and restrictive reform aimed at addressing acute social crises, elevating the status of women, and establishing a new ethical paradigm for family life. To appreciate the revolutionary nature of the Quranic restriction, one must first understand the historical and cultural context of pre-Islamic Arabia. In this era, known as Jahiliyyah, the age of ignorance, polygamy was practiced without any numerical or ethical constraints. A man could take an unlimited number of wives, with no obligation to treat them equitably. Women were often viewed as chattel. Their rights to inheritance, property, and even personal autonomy were virtually non-existent. The practice of female infanticide was rampant, a tragic reflection of the low social and economic value assigned to daughters. Marriage was a fluid and often insecure institution, offering little protection or dignity to women. It was within this societal landscape, where the vulnerable, particularly widows and orphans, were systematically exploited, that the Quranic revelation emerged. The pivotal verse, found in Surah An-Nisa 403, was revealed in the aftermath of the Battle of Uhud, a conflict that left a significant number of Muslim men dead, creating a community teeming with widows and orphans. These women and children were left economically destitute and socially exposed. The prevailing custom of absorbing them into households as wards was fraught with abuse, as guardians often mismanaged or usurped their orphan charges' property and offered them little genuine care. The Quranic directive addressed this crisis directly. And if you fear that you will not deal justly with the orphan girls, then marry those that please you of other women, 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you will not be just, then marry only one, ... Double quotes. The imposition of the limit of 4 was, first and foremost, a radical act of social reform. It was a definitive closure on the era of unlimited polygamy. By setting a maximum, the Quran eradicated an exploitative practice and established a clear, manageable legal framework. This was not an invitation for every man to acquire 4 wives, but a pragmatic solution to a dire social problem, channeling the care for widows and orphans into the legally and ethically binding structure of marriage. The primary objective was to provide protection, legitimacy, and financial support for women who would otherwise have been left on the margins of society. The limit of 4, therefore, served as a ceiling, not a target, transforming a previously unchecked practice into a regulated, responsibility-laden institution. Central to this reform was the condition of justice, a stipulation that fundamentally distinguishes Islamic polygamy from its pre-Islamic predecessor. The Quran does not merely permit a man to have multiple wives. It burdens him with the absolute imperative of justice adl. This justice is comprehensive, encompassing financial support, living accommodations, time, and emotional care. The husband is obligated to provide for each wife equally, without favoritism in material means. Crucially, the Quran itself highlights the immense difficulty of achieving true emotional equity, stating in a later verse, "You will never be able to be just between your wives, even if you should strive." PC. This profound psychological insight underscores that while material justice is a mandatory requirement, emotional justice is a near impossible ideal. This acknowledgement powerfully reinforces the verse's underlying preference for monogamy, presenting it as the path of greater moral safety and social harmony. Beyond the specific ruling on polygamy, the Quran established a comprehensive framework for marriage that elevated the status of women and ensured their rights. Marriage was redefined as a solemn covenant, a contract based on mutual consent. The practice of female infanticide was abolished unconditionally. Women were granted the inalienable right to their own dowry mahr, given as a gift from the husband, which became their exclusive property. They were also granted rights to inheritance, a revolutionary concept in a society that had previously denied them any share. Within the marriage, the relationship was to be founded on love and mercy, 30 minutes and 21 seconds. With spouses described as garments for one another, a metaphor denoting intimacy, protection, and mutual comfort. In conclusion, the Quranic ruling on polygamy cannot be read in isolation. It is a testament to the scripture's pragmatic and progressive approach to social reform. By restricting a previously unlimited practice to a maximum of 4 wives and anchoring this permission to the stringent and nearly unattainable condition of absolute justice, the Quran effectively engineered a shift from licentiousness to responsibility. It was a ruling for its time, addressing a specific humanitarian crisis, and a ruling for all times, establishing a permanent ethical standard that privileges monogamy as the norm. The discourse on polygamy is thus a single thread in the richer tapestry of Islamic family law, a system designed to foster stability, protect the vulnerable, and infuse the institution of marriage with dignity, justice, and compassion.